स्टूडेंट्स, आज के सॉलिड स्टेट फिजिक्स 1 का हमारे पास टॉपिक है स्क्रू डिसलोकेशन। स्क्रू डिसलोकेशन में ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम पार्शियल स्लिपिंग ऑफ ए सेक्शन ऑफ क्रिस्टल प्लेन। In this type of dislocation, shear stresses are associated with adjacent atoms and extra energies involved along the dislocation. The successive atom planes are transformed into the surface of the helix of screw by this dislocation, which account for its name as screw dislocation. A screw dislocation has its displacement of bulge vector parallel to the linear defects, but there is distortion of the plane. When the screw dislocation is present in a crystal, the complete planes of atoms normal to the dislocation no longer exist. Rather, all the atoms lie on a single surface, which spirals from one end of the crystal to the other, with dislocation lines as the axis of spiral. The displacement of the atoms from their original position in the perfect crystal is described by the equation R is equal to B over 2 pi theta spiral ramp, where R is the displacement along the dislocation line and theta is the angle measured from some axis perpendicular to the dislocation line. It may be noted that as theta increases by 2 pi, the displacement increases by the factor b. Thus, b is in this respect the measure of the strength of dislocation. A screw dislocation does not exhibit clamp motion. The following effects of a screw dislocation are of great importance. Plastic deformation is possible under low stress, without breaking the continuity of the lattice. The force required to form and move a screw dislocation is probably somewhat greater than that required to initiate an edge dislocation. Screw dislocation causes distortion of lattice from a considerable distance from the center of the line and takes the form of spiral distortion of the planes. Dislocations of both types, combinations of edge and screw, are closely associated with crystallization as well as deformation. It may be mentioned here that both the dislocations are accompanied by the distortion in the crystal, which varies with the distance from the center of the dislocation, being severest in the immediate vicinity of the dislocation line. The region near the dislocation line where the distortion is extremely large is called the core of the dislocation. Here the local strain is quite high. In edge dislocation, the local strain is composed of dilation with tension below the dislocation edge and compression above it, whereas in screw dislocation it is composed of shear. नेक्स्ट हम पढ़ेंगे अपनी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। अगर हमारी वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए ताकि हमारी आने वाली हर वीडियो आपको आसानी से मिल सके। थैंक यू।